Hey guys, welcome back to the LOSI YouTube channel. This is going to be part 3 of the hybrid build, the Taylor hybrid build, my new build. I'm just going to show you a rundown of what I'll be fitting today and basically getting it 99% finished. I've got them all lined up, I've got parts numbers so you can check out what I've bought and why I've bought them. So to start with, we've got the FLM arms, top and bottoms, spacers, and that is to replace these Kraken arms. I'm having an issue with it completely binding, and I don't know if you can hear that noise, that cracking, clicking noise. Well, according to some good sources and good friends of mine, Rob of Reaper RC, shout out to him, go over to his channel, subscribe, he's doing really well at the minute, got some awesome builds on there. Basically, these arms should eradicate that problem. They just, I don't know what it, I can't remember what he said there was, but these will eradicate that cracking, clicking issue and the binding issue that I'm having. We've also got the fast floor fuel line with the brass fittings from Detroit Performance. There is no part number on there, but they are all available on the Taylor website if you look for it. I've had to go shopping at RC Models as well for a couple of bits. I'll explain that in a second. These are all available on the Taylor website. They are the extended arms, so don't think these would replace your standard arms if you're building one, because they won't. They're the extended arms. So that's the parts numbers. That's the spacers that go on the ends of the things that go there. I don't know what they're called, so don't ask me. I've also got all the brackets for the fuel tank and the little rubber grommet things. That's the part numbers for the grommets. That's the lower fuel tank mount. That's the middle fuel tank mount, and that's the big side fuel tank mount. Obviously, because at the minute it's not connected to anything, and they will. Well, I'll show you where they go anyway. We've also got servos to fit, but there's a couple of things I've got to do before I can fit one of the servos anyway, and that is, when you're building a self-built hybrid, there's nowhere to mount the throttle and brake servo. So what you have to do, you have to extend it out here, and using the kit that I've got, you basically just drill the chassis in the right place for the uprights, and then you use that plate which extends it out. So your servo sits here, and then it's in line with obviously your carb and your brakes. You can buy the Outlaw plate from Taylor, but it's your own personal preference. I've gone with this one because I've got it on my original one. It kind of matches up with the colour scheme I've got on my original one, and with this one, because we've gone silver, red and black, the red's on the front, we've got the red and red, just so it all kind of matches in. We've also got the front engine mount. Now there's two that you can get. There's this one which I use to support the engine from that bolt there, and it screws into the chassis again. Obviously we've got to mark and drill the holes for that, and then I've got some new steering turnbuckles. I can't remember if these are the steering ones or the uppers. I think these are the uppers. not that one. Yeah, they're just the upper links, which I'm going to replace. The steering ones I'll be getting at a later date. At some point, all this, these are eight up at the minute. At some point, this, that will all be getting changed for Taylor. I'm just going with what I've got at the minute because there's no point spending money when there's nothing wrong with this stuff as it is. And like I said, it goes with the colour scheme I'm kind of going for. As you can see, we fitted the battery tray last time. Everything else is mounted. I think that's about it for now. Yeah, I've showed you everything. Power HD servo, sorry, they're the servos I'm using. And I've got everything laid out, so I'm not running around like an idiot trying to find stuff. So that's where we are, that's where we stand. Oh, I don't know why my phone's doing silly things, but it's doing silly things. Yeah, now that's put me off and I've lost what I was saying, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'm going to mount you on the camera mount, and I'm just going to crack on and do one thing at a time. I think we'll go for... I'll let you know. Oh. And in the background, we've got my main man, Demo, from DCRR, Drive Crash Repair Repeat on YouTube. Another great channel. Go and watch his videos. Some really good bashing videos, and obviously, as you can see, either a repair or a build video that's going on here, which I've just started watching. Just so if you hear anything in the background, that's what that is. Right, first job I've decided to do is the fuel pipe. So, get the fuel pipe out. We've only got to do one because in the last video I did the breather. In the last video. This time we're basically just fitting the new fuel pipe that's going to go from, obviously, inside the tank, and then the line that's going to go from the tank to the carb. So, nice brass fittings. Don't know if I'm showing you there. Oops, I don't know what they're there for. And then line grips, which we'll need a couple of. We only need, it does come, the kit does come with two, because obviously some carbs have a return line, and this WJ doesn't have a return line, it's just a feed. So I don't have to worry about the return. I have absolutely no idea what they're for. I'm assuming that to block your line if you ever take it apart. I ain't got a clue, but that's what I'm going to assume they're for, which is actually quite handy, because sometimes you need to take your carb off, take the line off the carb, and it just pisses fuel everywhere, doesn't it? So get them out of the way. Now, if I remember correctly, on Rob's video, he put that through first. He put the line through there, then put that on, and then pulled them both together because he said it was easier to do. So that's basically what I'm going to attempt to do. Best way to do this, I found, is get it a little bit wet, bit of saliva, and you've just got to try and force it through. Oh no. Which way did he say to do it? Push that through first. Get that on there, started. And then pull it through. That's what he said. So, put the brass fitting through. No, and then these can be a bugger. and then you just pull it back through, but I am struggling. Yeah, I'm going to try and do it the other way. I do remember what he said actually now. If you cut these at a slight angle so you get a bit of a point. No, I can't cut it. No. And I don't have snips. This is a brand new blade as well. Tell you what. Let's turn it around and try. Try a new side. Jesus Christ, I can't cut this. There we go. It's like 40 lines, a lot thicker than sand stuff. I'll get through. Sorry. Oh, actually, I just realised again. Because I just measured the amount underneath. So until those 40 lines, these 4 lines is literally, just say, because you set like this, it's a slight angle. I just, it's quite close, but the lowest point is past the tank there. So you know it's actually. Am I correct? Yes, I'm correct. Now, what I don't have is a butterfly clock. I've just got standard. For me, that's fine, I'm alright with it. What we'll do is trim that flush again. And then, fit the rest in. And this is what we're saying, fit the rest in, fit it, and then pull them through the rubber together. What did we? Yeah, just. Oh, jeez. Tell you what. Oh, yeah, I'll time for it. That's what she said, apparently. Oh. I'm doing that. That's just all it. Oh. I am actually struggling to get this on. So I'm glad I only have to do this once. Oh. As you can see, I've got it on that far, and I've got about, where are you? See, I just can't quite get that last bit on. Come on, you bugger. Oh, yeah. I can't remember what he said about it. He did tell me something, and am I bothered about that? I've forgotten the clip. Am I bothered about this fitting? No, I'm not. I will make sure I put one on the outside just as a complete and utter fail-safe. I don't need one inside the tank, not with this fitting like this. There's no way this is going to come off, especially once it's through the bung as well. Oh, crikey. About another 2 mil. Oh, dear me. Oh. And after much struggling, I've got it and sorted it. Now, like I said, what he was saying is to get that through there and then put it on. As you can see, I was struggling, so it was easier to put the tube on and the fitting and then pull them both through the bung together. Which I'm inclined to not agree with at this moment in time, because I am struggling. They will go, once it's started, it'll go through. God, it sounds like I'm bloody wrestling. We're getting there, slowly. Oh, yeah. Come on. I was just using the pliers to hold the fitting, because it's a little bit easier if you just twist it. Well, there we go. Now we've got to figure out the orientation, but we've also got to figure out the depth that I need. Now what I'm going to do there, just take that bung out the end there. So we'll put that in. I want the clunk to sit in this corner here. Do I? Yes, I do, because it'll be, because of the gate of the car, the fuel will tend to run into this corner. So as long as I want it about so long. So all I've done there is I pushed that into where I want it, I kind of want it, brought it back out, measured it. You can do it in different ways, it's just the way I decided I was going to do it. Because, yeah. Just double check that with the clunk. That's going to be slightly too long, is that? So do it just a touch shorter, because we've also got the length of the clunk as well. So if we put that together, that's going to be there, and that'll sit roughly in that corner. And then what we could do, just get one of these. The clunk's definitely having one of these fittings, because these do have a little bit of a tendency to sometimes come off. I don't think it would be this piping, to be fair, because the internal diameter is very, very, very tight, shall we say. And we're going to get it over the end. No, I'm not. So, what we will do is take that off and not worry about it. And there we have it. It's as easy as that, even though I look like I was struggling. And then it's just a case of getting the bung in place. Which I don't like doing. I'm just going to get a screwdriver just to help me push it through. I'm going to get the edge with the fitting in first. This can be a bugger to do. And after about 5 minutes of struggling, I've got the bung back in. The clunk is exactly where I want it, in that bottom corner. I don't know if you can see the shadow there. I don't know why I'm holding it up in the air. Well, I can't show you any other way, that's why. There's a shadow there. The clunk's there. As long as it's in this corner, in the deepest part, I'm happy. And yeah, that's that. So I don't know what we're going to jump onto next, actually. I'll come back to you. Right, off camera, just so you know, I put the little bungs in there. They're just the, like, I don't know what you call them, just bungs, aren't they? Just shock absorber things that you put your bolts through on the tank that will affix to the brackets. And also, I just put the servo bracket together, screwed it down onto the original servo bracket mounts, and marked where the posts land on the chassis, and I've punched them ready for drilling in the centres, obviously. And then I'm going to drill the holes. Yeah, this is the next thing I was doing, by the way, getting this all set up and ready. I'm going to drill them holes out, go underneath, countersink them. So there's, oh, do I need to countersink them? Yes, we'll countersink them. And then everything's flush on the bottom apart from where the engine sits, obviously. There's going to be a few sitting up because I've used cap head bolts rather than, not cap heads, button heads rather than countersunk.
One screw for the exhaust pipe.
So yeah, that'll be the next thing. I'm just going to come back to you as and when I've done bits and pieces, because it's hard trying to just keep filming and doing whatever. So you can see I've drilled and countersunk both of them holes ready for the bracket. We're also going to do drilling and countersinking for the bracket that's going to go onto the engine bracket, which we'll actually do now as well while we're in the flow of things. Like I said before, all these parts are available on RC Models website. These brackets, they are the Rovan BLT servo brackets, and available from RC Models. That shows you all the part numbers. You go into RC Models, type in them part numbers, and they'll come up. All the rest of the parts, like the FLM arms, And all the A-top things there from RC models as well. The servos, I'll just show you these servos. These are Power HD servos. And these are off AliExpress. They're only £29, I think. Recommended by Rob from Reaper RC. I'm going to give these a go because I've used a couple of the cheapy ones from AliExpress before and they failed me rather quickly. Oh my gosh, I said it so posh then, rather quickly. They failed me so quickly, it was unbelievable. But no, these ones apparently are supposed to be a lot better and he's used them in the past on other things and they've lasted. So until I can afford anything better, that's what we're using basically. And that's that. But we'll get on with putting the bracket on. Let me just move you a bit. So you can see me a little bit. I think it's that one. Yeah. As you can see, I'm just using my settee as a dumping ground.
Alright, time to take off.
All you have to do with this bracket, because it only sits on the outside, so you don't have to take anything off. Where have I put the bracket now? On the table, where everything should be going. It's a bit of a backwards way to do this.
But just to be sure, we'll
this is how I did it last time, and it didn't fail me, and this is how I'm doing it this time. So you just fit the bracket up.
Let's try this beast of an engine, you know. It's still oily. I can feel it.
Make sure it's sitting square on the chassis. And I'm quite crude with this. Pencil.
Perfect.
And I'm marking both edges. I can't do the ends because of where it actually sits on the chassis, but that end's basically on the end of there, and then I'll take a measurement. Well, I won't take a measurement, I'm just going to eyeball it and eyeball where the screw holes are, which are about I'm going to say they're about there.
Yeah, you can black line, you can
and there, and we'll see how close I am.
So yeah, send me your address and I will send you some stickers.
Yeah, not close at all.
Nice and oh my day.
One of them's nearly there. But the other one is right on that edge.
Don't worry, I wasn't polishing
Right on that edge.
the aluminium.
A little confused about because that's not where it landed last time.
Nice and clean, very nice. Thank you so much. Yes.
So that's the centre of that one. There. All I'm doing is I'm marking centre of each on the bracket.
Where's the brush?
And then like that. Find the centre of there. I'm actually going to do a slightly bigger hole anyway, so I'm not too. I might have to take the engine off for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, and engine's going to have to come off, which I was trying to avoid. It is what it is.
Take those
I
on
don't think I can get the drill into that.
completely.
Safely, anyway.
Let me take some paper. And put it in a exercise.
Just figure out what bolts it takes.
Smell all the confused here in this is my computer room. I have all my 3D printers and computers over there. Yeah, I will, my fiance is using this room as well to exercise. So yeah, I don't want it to smell proper. No,
So
so
it is
that's my only car
M3s,
now. I sold the hybrid that I had, the 71.
M5s, sorry, I do apologise, they're M5s.
Yeah. And that's it, broski.
We'll do that. Do that. And like I said, I do believe I'm going to have to take the engine off, which is actually, it's going to help me out a little bit with a couple of other parts that we're going to be changing anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to switch it off for now and I'll come back when I've took the engine apart. Right, just to get you up to speed, I'm sorry I didn't freaking film it, I wanted to just get it done. I fitted the servo mount, screwed it into the bottom, you don't really need to see it, do you? I've also fitted the engine mount, screwed it into the bottom, and that's just ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is, what we're going to do, brain's gone blank. We're going to change the arms on the back end. So we're going to change these arms out for the FLM ones. That's going to be the next job.
It's not bad, definitely.
And
the same problem
we'll go from there.
on the other side. Why are you so stubborn, huh? Come out.
Right, first of all, I'm going to take spur plate off. Because it's just going to make it a little bit easier to get to the back pins here without having to take everything apart for the bottom arms.
Oh, come on. What? Oh. This is unreal.
And then we can use, now what we'll do is we'll take the shocks off because they've got to come off anyway. Yeah.
I destroyed the whole screwdriver. The thing is, if it went in,
It's a long bolt.
it need to come out somehow, yeah?
And what we'll do is we'll just put that through there, get the nut, and put the nut back on. And it can't go walkies anywhere. Don't have enough room, as always. Back through there and release under there. Rinse and repeat for the other side. These usually do pull out, but they're a little bit tight on the shock, so get the nut. And then rinse and repeat again for the bottom one.
If something goes wrong, we need to go again.
I've got a feeling the bottom bolts are going to change anyway when we put the new arms on. But we'll deal with that when we get there. Now, what are we dealing with now? Back plate, so we can get the pins out to pull these top arms.
How you doing, bro?
I do need the other dugger.
Rear end, finally. I'm cleaning it.
I'm doing the right way might help.
Okay. You good, man? That's good.
Pulls off.
That's good. When you coming, not this weekend, Ashley was saying something that we might want to come out.
Just put the bolts back in.
I will speak with them and I will on the page. I will bash in because I already posted on 22nd.
Pull the pins.
So yeah, we will see what we can do.
Dropping the wheels everywhere. A little bit greasy though. The slightly awkward ones here are getting these out because I don't want to take the engine out. And the mistake I made last time, I had to take the engine in and out about 3 times because I did the same mistake over and over and over again.
Some upgrades on 30 degrees north. Okay, alright. Yeah, definitely. I'm doing the whole.
Because I kept putting the pins in backwards.
On the twin, it was like all one big pile of mud. And yeah, strip it down. I don't have to take out the engine.
And they're not going to come out.
Underneath it. Air filters to wash. And I want to test because
So what do I do now?
I'm running those tires. Well, I killed my dog Stingy, and I got those tail spiky ones. I want to test them as well, how twin will behave with those brand spanking new tires. We will see in Monday. They look very nice tires. Mike, you did a good job with those tires.
Hold it back.
Those ones, I will probably kill them with twin. And I need to get the front smaller tires for the front, but the rear ones need to be. Oh, I forgot to tell you that those tires might need to consider to making those tires a little bit wider, like those ones. So those ones are really good, but slightly wider, more grip. Would have been nice. But maybe in the future, yeah.
What are they not doing?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna fit a.
Yeah, that one's. Oh. I'm not taking it up. I'm just trying to Nothing else. Yeah. Nothing else there. I'm definitely going to have to take the engine out for that other side. I'm going to switch it off and come back because I'm going to get a bit stressed out with this. Well, I've got them apart. Got the old arms off. There was a lot of swearing involved. And yes, I do wear glasses, unfortunately. But I ended up having to slot the, let me show you. I had to slot the screw side of it in, which I'm actually not too bothered about because I'll just use the same bolt. It hasn't damaged the bolt. The bolt's still integral, still got its integrity. So I'm just going to reuse it. I'm not going to be taking these out often enough for it to be a problem. I might change it. I've got enough nuts and bolts that I could do it and put a cap head bolt in with a washer. In fact, I'm probably just going to do that because then it's easier, and I'll do it on both of them so then I don't have the same issue when it comes to rounding out if I need to take them out. Anyhow, we're now on to the new arms. The tops have got 2 little grub screws, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I haven't got a clue what they're for. I would say they'd be limiting grubs, you know, like on a LOSI, where it has limiting grubs for your arms, for your bottom arms. But I don't know. But anyhow, these are the top ones. FLM, very nice. I've got, where are my thingies? There we go. We've got new ends that are going to go in that way around. I wonder if the other grubs for that. No, because they're the threaded ones. But they do come to a dead stop. So just make sure they're nipped in on both. If these are slightly out lengthwise, we've got these. These actually, I'll explain what these are for the people who don't know. Basically, they go over the cat, and it just gives your end, the rod end, some more strength and stability. That's basically all it's for. And then you just wind your ball ends back on. Now I'm going for the biggest spacer for now. And like I said, they're so easy to change, it absolutely doesn't matter at all. Now, let's just... So I don't like that. I'll see if I've got some washers just to make up that. See if I've got a washer that's big enough. Two different sizes. I've got a feeling it's going to be these bigger ones. You can see the size difference. I just want to make up that. Yep, it's the bigger one. There's one. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me just say the middle sizes first. I've got a funny feeling that's why. Yeah, it is. It is. We'll go with the medium to start with. With the washer on, because I just want to see how that lands us in relation. I don't like that. Don't like how that's not. put 2 washers in. You need your ball end obviously to be upright, and it's not landing upright at the minute. Whereas now that's perfect. So we're going medium spacer, and 2 of the bigger washers. Like I said, we can have a play about with this once it's put back together, and we can figure out what the camber's going to be like actually on the rig. That's different. So this one, why is that different? I hate silly little problems like this. There we go. Straight up right. That's alright. Now I've got to figure out which one's which. I think that'll be right, that'll be left. So, doesn't matter which way around we go with these. There's the other. Just make sure you FLM sign, I don't know if you can see that, it's facing upwards. That's through there. One. Like I said, these are just the tops, so space it in. On these hubs, your bolts can only go one way as well, because one side's threaded, one side isn't, so. That's them ones. Now these bottom arms have bushings, I believe, which is what you can see in the pack there. But we will find out together. Very nice quality arms. Rubbish on the floor. spacers that we're not using and probably might not use back in the pack, and you can go over there so they're out of the way. And I did this in the stupidest colour of clothing ever because I've got oil all over me freaking tracksuit. Well, hey ho. Well, I've got to figure out which one's for which. I'm assuming the small ones are for the top, for the outside. Yeah. One on each side. And they just press fit like that. Anything's a hammer in my house, just so you know. One on each side there. Again, these have got the FLM engraving, so I'm going to assume that'll be top. Well, that's the way I'm working it, so one will be left, one will be right, regardless. See, what's weird is these have threaded holes. There and there. And I genuinely don't have a clue what they're for. Well, that's that. And then it's basically just put it all back together. So what I'll do is I'm going to bring it back once I put it all back together, because you don't need to see me just taking apart and putting it back together what I showed you in the last one. It's just simple pins through, do them up, job done. And I want something to eat because I'm hungry. So we'll see you in a bit. Well, I'm back. A couple of days later. Different clothes, different me. But I'm basically, like I said to you before, I wasn't going to show you putting the back end together because I'd already done that in an earlier video. But I'll just turn you around now. We have 4 rear ends now complete, all back together with the new arms, and no more binding issue. Nothing at all. It's absolutely perfect. Let me think, what else did we do? Right, yeah, we've mounted these, the servo bracket. I've put the servos in. I've mounted the fuel tank. Fuel tank's pretty self-explanatory with the brackets. They just go where the fuel tank's supposed to go. So one at the bottom there. That's your, hang on, that's the middle one. That's your bottom one. That's your top one. I'll tell you what else I've done. I've put the new them things. I'm not doing very well today. Turnbuckles. Well, they're not turnbuckles. They're the, yeah, I'll just call them turnbuckles. And yeah, basically just put it all back together. No problems, no issues. One thing I've got to do is fit the gearing, which I do now have, 1955. We've got fuel tank cap, and we've also got the bracket that mounts the rear bumper. I will do another video on that one, because it's not going to take me long, but I'll do a short video on how you mount this and set it up, because I'll just show you. I'm just kind of keeping it out of the way for now. But there we go. There's the finished product. So I've had a brap with some help from a friend, the main man, Rob Young of Reaper RC. Go check his channel out. I think I've said that already in this video. But yeah, this shell does need altering. Oh yeah, I've got to fit the exhaust as well, but before I fit the exhaust I've got to get it altered. So I will be taking the whole thing over to my friend's house to help, so he can help me adjust the stinger on it, because it basically at the minute, but yeah, that's the shell. At the minute it comes down here. Now you will have to make a bracket or like a plate that'll sit on top of here, bolt into them 2 bolts, and then your exhaust bracket will sit on there. But the stinger at the minute points directly down onto the receiver box. Now obviously you don't want it that way, you want it pointing out, so that does need adjusting, but I'll be getting that done at my friend Nigel's house, like I said, with his help. Yeah, fuel tank's fitted obviously, but that's it basically. The build is complete and I'm really happy and chuffed with it. It's come out really well. I'm just going to go around and give it a quick polish and make sure it's all shiny and all looking nice and nice. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like the video, please leave me a like, please leave a comment. I love reading all the comments. Not that I'm getting many, but yeah, the likes help the algorithm understand what you're watching and who to push it to. So all the likes, as many likes as you can put on the video, does help me start to grow the channel again. Like I said, I know I've been away for a while, but all the help's appreciated from you guys, because obviously it's you guys that watch the videos, that push the videos, that make it grow. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. And there is going to be some great good videos coming up later on this year. Well, as we go through the year, I'll say it that way, sorry. As we go through the year. Yeah, that's basically it. So please like, comment and subscribe. Everything is appreciated. All the help, I mean, is appreciated. Oh my God, I am gobbledygooking. But yeah, that's it for now. I don't think there's really much I need to show you apart from fixing the bumper bracket. There's not much else to go on. So that's basically the entirety of my hybrid build. I suppose if you're doing it from scratch, there's a lot that you'd obviously be doing differently to mine. You'd be, well, not differently, but you'd be building the whole rear end up from scratch, you know, putting the diff together and blah, 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 blah. That's basically, if you've had a Baja, you kind of know what you're doing anyway, because it's just a pure Baja rear end. See, I've done all the like, commenting, subscribing stuff, and now I'm just waffling. I'll bring you back for when I'm first starting it. It's not going to be for a while yet. I've got a few bits, like I said, still to do to it before we get to the starting stage. You've seen it all with the wheels, I think. I think I showed you the wheels. I might do a little short video of just obviously putting it all completely together, just when the exhaust mounted and whatnot, and yeah, you'll get a feel for the whole car. But once again, if you've liked the video, please leave a like, please leave a comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel. Crikey almighty, I cannot speak. So I will see you in the next one, people. Peace out.